Hello, Africa. Welcome to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices Show. This is the show that tackles issues pertaining to women as they contribute to national development. How have you been? For those of you meeting me for the very first time, my name is Eunice Tony, and I am always happy to meet new people watching the show. This show is broadcast live on Facebook at e.tv Ghana. So if for some reasons you need to leave your TV set, do not worry. You can just continue watching on your Facebook page. And when you begin to watch on Facebook, do not forget to click the share button. And I'll also look forward to your comments because I want to hear your contributions to the show. As usual, I always say a very big thank you to the responsible brands that ensure that this show is brought to you on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. And first on the list is Chana Shito. Chana Shito is Ghana's #1 pepper sauce. If you've not tried it, please do. Pepper sauce in Ghana is an additive that we add to our food and it gives it a rich taste. So there are so many varieties. However, I will recommend the Chana Shito brand. So to get it, you need to go to any brand or any branch of Koala stores across Ghana. If you go there, ask for Chana Shito and they'll present it to you. The packaging is on point, the taste is good, and it's not the type that you buy today and tomorrow you're scared it's going to go bad. It will last for a very long time. For those of us looking for extra income streams, this is an opportunity for you as well. So pick up her number right now from the base of your screen and give her a call. You will be glad you did. Trust me on that. My outfit was provided by Kubura Diamonds Boutique. You can pick her number right now at the base of your screen. She's ready to make for you available ready-made outfits for both gents and ladies. And also, if you like African batiks or African styles, she's got them all. So whether it's contemporary or traditional, she's able to sort you out. And Kubura, I'm loving this black and white outfit. Thank you so much. And also when it comes to my accessories, I want to say a big thank you to Twinny Crafts. Twinny Crafts can be located at Teba. And you can also find them on Facebook and Instagram at Twinny Crafts. You can also pick up their number right now. Give them a call today or tomorrow. But do not say I didn't tell you to call them, because if you miss to call them, you may miss a very beautiful piece that they have provided for someone who is watching. So just call them and let them know you heard about them on African Women's Voices show and enjoy the discount and the package they'll present to you. So every time, whenever we come on this show, we talk to you about what's going on in the lives of women here in Ghana and across Africa. What is happening right now in Ghana is agribusiness. And it's so exciting because we have women taking over and taking over in very pleasant ways. So if you follow us across social media platforms, you will find that tonight we are going to be discussing how women are taking charge of the agribusiness space. And I'm going to be speaking to the founder of Agri House. When it comes to women in agriculture here in Ghana, Alberta is one name that you definitely will want to mention. And she's not new to the studios of African Women's Voices show, so she's my guest for tonight. Before I introduce her, I'd like to pay some respect to the father of one of our bosses at Global Media Alliance Group. Edwin Amankwa's father, Mr. Frederick Amankwa, has passed, and we want to say we wish them you know, all the condolences that people are giving to them. And even I personally am condoling with the family and expressing my greatest sympathies at this point in time that they have lost a dearly beloved one. So, Papa, we say rest in the bosom of our Lord until we meet to part no more. May your soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. Amen. May your soul rest in peace. Amen. Mr. Frederick Amankwa, father of Edwin Amankwa of Global Media Alliance. So back to the conversation. So how well do you think women are doing in the area of agriculture? Well, a lot of times people feel that women do the gathering and the picking of stakes and the less, tedious jobs when it comes to agriculture. Well, we'll find out from Alberta. when I get to talk to her. And some also believe that women do tedious work. However, they're not making as much money or profit as they're supposed to make in relation to their male counterparts. So we'll also get to see how these things are actually playing out with the experienced person. So ladies and gentlemen, please, with a round of applause, let the drum roll as I make welcome one more time to our studio, Alberta Nanecha Akosa Sapon. Oh, yeah. Isn't she looking lovely? See, she's had to, beat up the, the deluxe.
Yeah.
It's so nice. The last time she was on the show, she didn't have the beads, but today she looks really fresh. It's nice,
Thank
okay?
you so much, and you look amazing.
Thank you.
I need all the secrets.
We will share, definitely.
Definitely.
Okay, so today we are discussing, women in the agribusiness space and how your boot camp had women sweeping all the top awards. This is unbelievable, and we would really say congratulations to the ladies who will be joining us later in the conversation. So when we say AGSTUD, that's AGSTUD, what do we mean?
Thank you once again for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here I think I'm always blown away by your intro, how you do it and everything. But
Thank you.
So thank you once again. So AGSTUD basically stands for the Agricultural Students Career Guidance and Mentorship Dialogue Boot Camp. Okay. So it's more of a boot camp that is targeting beginner agribusinesses, startups, and agri students. So basically that's our focus. We've been running it for the past 6 years, and the whole idea or the agenda is to, drive and attract more youth into the agricultural space through this exciting networking boot camp. I think when we basically started it, when we realized that, of course, in Ghana we have a number of agri colleges and farm institutes. We have Kwada, Soda, Mango, Fair River, Ohio, Swansea, all over scattered veterinary, animal health, and then the universities also have their Department of Agriculture. But more often than not, I think our theory play out more than our practicals. Exactly. True. So we wanted to create that balance. Also, we realized that I think 6 years ago we had an event and realized that most of the youth who were present, we were basically speaking jargons to them, and they really couldn't get down to the basis of what we meant. So we thought it was very important to create a platform that speaks the language of the young ones, that they can basically, have that kind of attachment, thereby getting them to appreciate the whole cycle of the value chain when it comes to agribusiness and how they can play a role. And I think it's been quite exciting. So we bring all these students from all over the country for a period of 5 days. We ride everywhere from UDS through to Damango, through to Kwadaso, Ejura, Cat Lake, UCAS, Central, Adidome, everybody. So within a year, we camp about 125 students from across the 33 schools. And then we also bring on board some of the second cycle institutions. So this year, we had English here, Manfro, which has been doing very well in agriculture in Kaswa. We brought Sechiman Secondary School. We brought a young guy from one of the GSS schools in the Volta region, whose father really was passionate about the boot camp. Exactly. Wow. And we brought O'Reilly and then Akraka and all that. So we camp all these students for about 5 days. And during this period, we have our mentors, coaches and trainers who come through to basically get them to appreciate the whole cycle of the value. And you'll be amazed how creative these young ones are. And they just need a boost to, kick off their ideas. They just need that encouragement. They just need people to believe in their creativity, their innovations and all that it can work. So it's really reinforced my belief that when the young person is given the right mentorship resources, it becomes an enabler for growth.
Awesome.
And yes, exactly. And that belief has really been hyped and propelled through the boot camp. So within these 5 days, they go through so many learnings, right, from financial management, record keeping, building your business plan, saving, code procedures, code and ethics, everything that you need as an enabler to begin your agribusiness or to have a business mindset approach, they go through it. And then they have their field trips and then their practicals as well. So this year they focus on more on mushrooms in Kaswa, and they had other exciting field trips. So we group them into small teams, and then we have coaches who come in to basically, get them to psych up their ideas and then support them to develop it further, to strengthen it, and then develop their business plans. So they are giving the criteria for developing a business plan. And then on the final day, we have judges who come through to basically, not to really, scrutinize them, but to guide them to shape it. But ultimately, we give awards as well.
Wow.
So, exactly.
That's amazing. I like the fact that you spoke about the bringing the younger people, the second cycle
Exactly.
students to join them, because from what I understand, AgStud is actually making agriculture interesting to the younger ones.
Very interesting.
Unlike how some of us used to
Very.
see agriculture like, okay, it's the most boring, it's so backward, we don't even want to identify with that. If we're doing career day, nobody wants to wear the agric man's outfit. For what? Wear boots and look like, somebody from the 60s. We'll not even do that. However, today with the boot camp, you are making it quite exciting, and I have followed it every year. The last one that took place, I saw this very interesting guy that was speaking his mind about
right?
from Accra
Exactly.
Academy.
That
guy
exciting.
is awesome. I really wanted to have him, but this is a women's show,
no.
so we could only have the
We
ladies
could
on
excuse
board.
That was a very passionate.
The guy was passionate, and I was like, this guy is going to turn things around when he begins to do his business.
And he has really turned things around. He has really turned the tables. I think through his presentation and everything, we were able to go back to the school to revive the school farm. And it's very interesting to know that their last harvest is what fed the school. And
their last harvest fed the school?
Exactly. Their maize harvest fed the school. And it's quite exciting that through just one push, this is what is happening. He's now more of an agri-celebrity on
he's
campus.
the ambassador.
Exactly, ambassador.
No, the guy was
yes,
really vocal and passionate, and he really spoke the hearts of so many people. You could tell that it's something that was really a burden for him, and it was a time for him to really get it out and tell people as it is, not minding who was going to be hurt by his utterances.
Exactly. I think it's happening in our institutions. You see, even if you see, we need people around us to even believe in us. So even if our teachers don't believe in us, and then they bring our spirit down, that's what that's the result. And I think the whole agenda of the boot camp is to change mindsets. Mindset is to change and shape the mindset, and we are happy we are achieving exactly.
Yeah,
we
from
are
the outside
exactly,
we see it's
exactly.
really,
we are
really
happy
working.
Businesses have been set up. This year is the 6th year, and we looked at back at 5 years and what we've done. And it's interesting the kind of businesses that have, propelled out of the boot camp. Very young, thriving, and promising businesses. Some are doing so well. I mean, and it's very
amazing.
exactly.
Okay, so before you take leave of us, and then I get to have a word with the winners, what would you say you noticed about these 3 winners who we're going to be talking about today? What did you see different about them?
Okay, so we had 2 different types of competition this year. One was the school-based, where they come in teams to present their businesses. And one was trying to complement an agenda that the government had, or the Ministry of Food and Agriculture had, access to inputs by farmers. And so the agenda was to ensure that there are input dealer shops or businesses closer to farmers, so that farmers can get their seeds, they can get their irrigation kits, they can get their knapsacks, everything. But I think that's agenda, very, very good one, but has not really been scaled up. So what we did this year was to partner with Agro Monti, which is also into inputs, to ensure that we establish input dealer shops for promising young students who want to build a career in that direction.
That's amazing.
And we ensure that we set up basically we call a state of everything a state of
The
art,
art.
exactly, filled with everything. So we had that competition as well, where 9 students from different schools entered into that competition. But for the other competitions, all the 33 schools participated. Out of these 9, they were basically focused on developing a plan on how they can manage and sustain an input. So it's more on sustainability, if given a whole business, input business shop to manage. So out of this, you realize that the ladies were quite pushing with their agenda and their presentation. And it goes a long way to say that when women can do it, and we can possibly do it better. So out of the 9, we had about 7 gentlemen from other schools and 2 ladies from Central University and Adidome Farm Institute. 23-year-old Charlotte and 22-year-old Grace from Central. And their presentations, their business plans, right from how they'll manage it, how they could manage their finances, how they will run it, stood tall among the judges and everyone.
Awesome.
And Charlotte came up on top from Adidome Farm Institute, and then Grace Aidan, also 22-year from Central University, also followed. So Charlotte gets the shop will be set up for her fully in September.
So Charlotte is the one that's going to get the dealer input shop.
Exactly.
Okay, let's see Charlotte's picture, please.
Yes,
so
fully,
everybody appreciates the fact that Charlotte is the one who is getting this input dealer set up.
Fully in September. It's a big launch. It's a big launch in Adidome in September. I mean, welcoming a queen, basically. I think the future of agriculture is female.
Yes,
and
it is.
We are happy that we've been able to achieve this milestone. And for the next 5 years, will be one of our major focuses, to ensure that farmers have access to these inputs within the district and the villages around. And then Grace also took the second position. She has a seed capital of 2,000, but it's interesting that other input dealer companies are interested in.
So let's have Grace's picture on. Okay,
exactly,
it's there already.
are also interested to support her agenda. So that is what we are pushing for now. She's also very keen, interested in entering into the input dealer business. And it's quite interesting that now women are also focusing in that part, because we more focus on the crops and then the livestock and all that. But seeing women
they
who
want
are
to get into the business side of it.
Exactly, even the young, and for that matter, women and then very young women who want to go into input dealer business, it's quite exciting. And we are hoping that through this, other women will also look at that angle as well, because there's so many opportunities
within the value chain.
So it's good that that's awareness within the input space is coming up also for women to appreciate. Because if you look at the whole cycle, only a very few, just marginal, very few are within that space when it comes to women. A lot of the men is their space. And then we also had Angela from UCC Central, University of Cape Coast.
Yeah, that's UCC.
Yeah, UCC. So she came up on top for the school business presentation. Exactly, presenting also on meat processing. It's quite amazing what they were able to put together within a short time, within 5 days. And we are happy that they all travel from their schools to be here. So we won't say much. We'll leave them to
come and let us know what the future looks like for them all. It has been amazing talking with you, seriously. And I can feel the passion. Please keep it burning.
Thank you.
And we will continue to support.
Thank you so much.
We will.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we go for a quick commercial break. When we return, we get to meet the ladies. Do not go away. And you're welcome back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. Before we went on the break, we were speaking with Alberta, the founder and chief executive director for Agri House Foundation, the organizers of AXDOD. and they've done it for the past 6 years. She has explained to us what the initiative is about, and we've all gone through the journey with her, and we appreciate the fact that what she's doing is supporting both government and the individuals. So there was a boot camp that was organized, and interestingly, women topped it all. And tonight, we're going to be speaking to these women, very young women, who have decided to make agribusiness part of their lifestyle, and they're taking it to the next level. So let me not talk too much. Let me introduce you to the ladies. Ladies, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are Grace.
Yes, Grace.
Okay, Grace is from Central University. And you are Charlotte? Yes. Charlotte is from Adidome? Okay, Adidome Farm Institute. Okay, so my people, Water Region is representing, and Central University is also representing here. Kudos to your institutions, because I want to believe that part of what they taught you as well has also helped you to get to this point.
Yes.
Now, I just want to understand your journey with agriculture. How was it like with your family? Did they always like the fact that you like agriculture?
All right. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I thank God Almighty, Adidome Farm Institute, Agri House Foundation, and Agromonti for this opportunity. Because of them, I'm here today. So I'm very grateful to them. Yes, so very grateful to my parents as well, because the first day I told my mom I want to go for the farm institute, she never discouraged me. She said it's a good idea, and she wished me all the best. So they supported me, and they are in agreement with it.
Wow, that's beautiful. So how was it with your family?
My family too is also interested into agriculture, and especially my mother. She's the one who said, oh, everyone is going into medicine and everything, so you go ahead and do something that people do not do, and add something valuable to it, because it's not everything that you, because people are going into it that you are taking it, but just where you want to be. And I've always been someone who likes growing things. Okay. So when she noticed this, she just told me, oh, go to agriculture. I know you will do wonders.
You do well. So, oh, this is beautiful. And Mother's Day is not far away. This is a beautiful way to say thank you to every mother that is encouraging their girl children or their children to engage in activities that make them really happy. So look at your camera and say a happy Mother's Day in advance to your mom. You know, take it in turns. Charlotte, please start.
Happy Mother's Day. I love you so much. Thanks for your prayers and your support. I love you.
Oh, beautiful. So Grace?
Thank you, Mama Tani. I love you. I know that you are somewhere that is not around here, but I know you love me, and I also love you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, ladies. Now let's get into the conversation. Let me start with you, Grace. You have done this, and this is how far it brought you. You have actually won yourself a prize and some seed money to start your own business. What kind of challenge have you noticed in agriculture that you think that you would really want to address?
One of the challenges is the fact that people are also discouraging you to do agriculture. People actually is because people do not have the knowledge that agriculture can do wonders. So most of the time when you talk about agriculture, you are discouraged, you are told that it's not something that you can succeed in, and
it's not something a beautiful girl like you should get involved in, because your looks doesn't look like the typical agriculture.
Yes,
but meanwhile, you want to let them know that look, agriculture I mean, it's sexy and there's swag in it.
And I liked when we were at the boot camp, one of our coaches, Mama V, and I want to acknowledge her. She said that we youth have to make agriculture sexy, because people don't see agriculture as a lucrative business. But actually, agriculture is a business, and there is money there. And it's only in Africa that people see that we can't make billions of dollars in agriculture. Yeah. Meanwhile, it is possible.
It's very possible. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so what would you want to address yourself? What challenge do you think across Africa we are experiencing and you want to use your knowledge in agriculture to be able to address?
Right, thank you. So most of the times
we think agriculture is for less privileged,
Okay.
or those who are dropouts, but it's no more like that. And I would love to encourage the youth who are pursuing agriculture. Some of them will tell you they've been forced to do it. And I want to assure them that there is money in agric. And if they are focused, they'll be able to do well. And they'll be able to come out well. And I'm very grateful for Agri House Foundation for this program. They really encouraged me to move ahead with my agribusiness plan. And I know through them, with their help and their sponsorship, I'm going to make it.
You will make it. You were the ultimate award winner anyway, so you will make it. I like the fact that you mentioned that they've been able to help you. Now, looking at other aspects of help, we are going to be delving into mentorship, because mentorship is part of this program. What role do you think mentorship has played in you getting to where you've gotten to right now? And, you know, from your experience, we'll be able to let whoever is watching understand the importance of mentorship. What would you say, Grace?
I would say that agriculture is a lucrative business, but also you can lose in one day. So mentorship and guidance is very, very key to someone who wants to venture into it. And Agri House Foundation with AgStart has been very helpful to us, bringing us people, key people to talk to us about this kind of thing. Is really, really impressive. And when you go there, you will never go back as the same person. Yes, so it's very, very important for you to go through the process of guidance and mentorship in order to make it.
Not to make it, okay. So, you know, sometimes people feel like, oh, it's not just planting. I'll just, you know, dig the soil and I'll just throw in the seeds there. It's just planting. But you need someone to actually guide you on seed viability.
Yes. It's a whole science.
It's a whole science, you see. So even the kind of seed you actually put into the soil matters and will contribute to the yield you're going to actually experience at the end of the day.
Yes.
And if you don't have a mentor who has experience in all of this, you may not really have good yield and your harvest will be very poor. Okay, so let me come to you, Charlotte. What would you say are how you are going to approach latest trends in agriculture? Because I'm sure you've experienced the fact that things are changing in agriculture. The way our parents used to farm is way, way different from, you know, how we are farming today. So how do you see technology playing a role in agriculture today?
Okay, so one thing I'll say is that if you want to go into a business, you have to expand your knowledge about that business, and then you will see how technology is going to help you in that, because that's what technology is doing now. If you are going to spray, like let's take spraying for example, you need to know the technology aspect of spraying. You don't just get up and spray at any time. You don't spray when it's windy, because the wind might blow the chemical to you, which will affect you, or if there are water bodies around, it will go into the water body, and then when animals or humans consume it, it's going to affect you. So we need to know how to use technology in the agriculture business.
I like the point you're making, because you just said something that when you're using, you know, the sprayer, it could, you know, if you don't spray at the right time, like if it's windy, it could affect you or even affect the water body and the creatures that live within the water body. Because a lot of times people feel that, oh, okay, I just saw on the internet, this particular thing can help me with my farming. And they don't really know that, okay, you are supposed to use it in certain ways. But to them, it's going to make it simple for them. So they just go purchase it and they are using it. And then the yield is not as it should. And they're facing problems and they're wondering why. But I actually introduced this form of technology to be able to get a better yield, but that's not the case. So it means that technology really is helpful. However, you need to have an understanding of how it really works.
Yes, of course.
Would you want to make a contribution to that?
I also like to say that it's really important. Technology and innovation always put something valuable to what you do. So, for example, she said spray, and also when you want to go about greenhouses, you don't go and do plant your greenhouse somewhere. You have to do some science, everything. You have to calculate everything. There are a lot of calculation you have to do and everything. So it's not just about going and do what we have been doing for years, but update what we are doing and what we face today. Yes.
That's great. So before you take leave of us, we would like to see your words when you received your award. You know, so please let's hear what Grace said at the Axted Camp.
For the agri-multi business pitch in the person of Grace Idan.
Hello, I'm Grace Ruth Idani and I'm coming from Central University. I'm a final year student in agribusiness management. Today is a very great day for me. I'm forever thankful to Agri-Monti, to Nanam Ventures, and most importantly to Agri House Foundation. Today is very, I don't know how to express it, but I'm very thankful, and I will be forever thankful for this organization. And throughout these 5 days, it has been the most engaging and interestful event that I have ever been attended. And one thing that I have in my heart is that there are 3 things I have to consider: knowledge, character, and environment. When I learned about this prize and everything, I didn't want to go, but I realized that character is key to be a successful person. So I just took my courage into my hands and I did it. And now I am the first runner of this prize, and I'm thankful. And most importantly, I want to say thank you to Lord too. Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Grace. Congrats. And thank you so much, Central University, for making her available for her to be part of the boot camp. Some of the, congratulations also goes to you. So now let's also hear what Charlotte, the ultimate award winner, what did she say about what she received? Let's see.
Agri-Multi business pitch winner goes to Charlotte.
My name is Charlotte Yawasojedo from Adidome Farm Institute, and I might say that I'm very excited for this prize that I have won today. I'm so happy and I'm grateful for Agri House team for organizing this program, and also Agri-Monti for this prize. Since I came, I've learned a lot of things. I've learned how to make my own business plan and how to start it, and I'm grateful for this opportunity.
That was beautiful. I really love the excitement inside both of you. You really appreciate what you received, and I want to believe that you're going to do more, and we're going to see you here again because you're going to win something else in future. Sure. And I'd like to celebrate that with you. So just before you leave, I'd like to hear what you have to say finally to people. Any woman who wants to get into agriculture, what would you want to say to the person?
Thank you. So I would love to say that agriculture is for everyone. Okay. And we women, we have power within us. Great. And whatever men can do, we can do it better.
You can do it better.
Yes, we can do it better. So going into agri is not, it's for beautiful girls.
It's for beautiful girls too. Okay, Grace, what would your final words?
I want to say that there is money in agriculture, and you just have to find your way and make that money from it. So, yes.
All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going for our final commercial break. When we return, we get to speak with our final winner, who is from the University of Cape Coast. She'll be with us here, so do not go away. And you're welcome back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. I am still in a mood of excitement. I mean, speaking to the first 2 winners was amazing. And right now, I have our 3rd winner seated right next to me. You're welcome to the show. So please tell everyone your name.
My name is Angela Fiapukia from the University of Cape Coast.
Okay. Angela from the University of Cape Coast. I liked what you said when you got your award, when they announced you as the winner. So I'm going to start with that. So let's hear what she said when she was awarded.
My name is Angela Fiapokia, a University of Cape Coast student from the Department of Agribusiness. Basically, you know UCC is the best school in Africa. It's one of the best. So in UCC, the lecturers motivate the agribusiness to be CEOs on their own. They don't just teach and lecture us, but then they make us products of the nations. We won today, and we want to say thank you. And also, we are grateful to Agri House for this opportunity. We are hoping to see more of this in future. And then we are hoping that they keep on imparting knowledge in all Agri students. Thank you so much.
Amazing. She had to start with University of Cape Coast is the greatest university in Africa. For real? Do you want to get into that conversation?
No.
But that was good. I like the fact that you appreciate your school and the knowledge it impacted. So I would like Alberta to speak to the, you know, what you did, because it has to do with the school category, right?
Yes, that's the students category. So like
for the school.
Exactly, for the school. So I think for the past 5 years, the module has been that we form businesses among the school teams who come. So we have about 3 to 4 students representing each school. So if it's Adidome, we have 3 to 4 students who we work with the school to select. And initially, the cycle, when we began, the cycle was that we formed the businesses among different teams from different schools to build that networking. So maybe we will pair Adidome to somebody from Ejura Farm Institute or Kwadaso or Aswanzi. It started on very well, but we realized that in the beginning there was a hitch. When we give them the seed capital, because they are from different regions, different communities, it was very challenging for them to come together. So that was when we scaled up to say, look, let's focus on building the agribusiness teams within the schools. So we started by forming the AXTAD bootcamp clubs in all the schools, and then they become the businesses. So when they come to the bootcamp, they have their ideas developed by the coaches and the mentors. Then we give them the seed capitals. They go back to implementers, and then the next year they come back to tell us what they've been able to do 1 year down the lane, their challenges, and then the success. And then they leave the school with the business and then continue. And there. Honestly, some have been, I think in the next one you have to host some of the past beneficiaries and how
well they are doing.
Exactly, exactly. So good. That has been the journey. So we are still continuing with that, because out of that we've been able to build strong businesses from the groups. So it's not just one, it's only the other challenge that is one person at a time, because it needs one person to be able to manage the business. But this is the team business, and this is where UCC business team
they took the lead.
So all of them, all the schools had business teams, 33 schools, all of them presented, and they came on top out of 33.
Congratulations
one
more
quite
time.
Impressive, yeah.
So tell me, how has this win impacted your confidence? Because the way you were saying that your school is the best school and everything, tell me, how has it impacted your confidence?
It has. It has really impacted me a lot, because initially one of my challenges was fear. When I walked into the room and I saw the number of schools, I was like, what am I coming to do here? But then we had so many mentorships. We had so many guidance from the mentors Agri House provided. And Reverend Ebenezer Ejapon said something that really touched my heart. He spoke and then he touched on confidence. And so I went into the competition knowing that I might not be the best, but who knows? Maybe my idea might be ahead of everybody. So after this camp, I think I can boldly stand outside and then speak. I've been a very confident lady after the camp, and I'm grateful to Agri House for that. Yes.
Wow, wow. So what would you want to say to Agri House in the area of supporting young people in the agribusiness, field of play? What more would you want them to do? Because sometimes agribusiness is doing what they feel that, okay, they're doing. However, there could be something in your mind that you feel like, okay, agribusiness, if we introduce this, it's going to really help Is there anything like that you'd like to tell them?
Yeah, from the speech we had from the beneficiaries, they gave lots of testimonies of how the camp itself has impacted them. I remember one lady said she left the camp, and then after the camp, she has been able to produce soya gari. Yes, and we had also a beneficiary called Mr. Solomon. And this modern Ghana, the youth, some of them think agric is so dirty. They don't value agric. But what Agri House is doing right now, the publicity alone is making people feel, who is Agri House? Why are they trending? And so people are trying to, yes, you are.
Wow.
People are trying to get to understand what even those who have no clue on agric are trying to get to know more because of them. And so to me, I would tell them to continue with this, because there are lots of people who have little knowledge about what really agric is. They think agric is just for any minimum person. And Agri House is providing so many opportunities and then building the future leaders in agric. And so I would tell them to keep it up.
Okay,
Yes.
so you rather commend them.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah,
So now that you're going to commend them, I'm going to ask you if you're going to want to stay connected in the agri-business value chain, or after you've won, okay, bye-bye.
Oh, no.
Would that be your story?
No, no.
You still want to continue with the
Yes,
agribusiness
I
value
want
chain?
to. Agribusiness, the chain is long. We have supply chain, we have the production, the processing. So even if you don't fall in production, which is vegetable production and then producing livestock and all, you can fall within the supply chain. At first, let's say if a company is producing a product that has to deal with getting maize as its raw material, they would go look for a farmer and then take the maize. But now with supply chain, they can be in a company and then a student or maybe anybody would go to the farmer, take the maize and then send it to the company. So I would like to be in, because agribusiness is money, agric is money, and I would like to still stay in it. I don't think my story ends here.
Her story doesn't end
Not
here
at
at all. She'll
all.
still like to
Yeah,
remain within
yeah.
the system. That's really
Yeah.
good. So now, are you able to share something that really stood out for you that you grabbed at the boot camp? What is it that stood out for you that you would always cherish and say, look, if not for Agri House, I wouldn't have had this particular learning or experience? Which one would it be?
My confidence.
Your confidence. Huh?
Yes,
Wow.
that's number one, because my biggest issue was fear. And I think the mentors, they were so good. And Agri House did well for bringing them, especially with Nanaya Osrebo. When he walked there and they were mentioning his professions, I was like, how can a single man have all this? And so I just said to myself that if he is doing all this, then I can do it too. So it boosted my courage, and I felt like I can do better. Yeah.
All right, so we have just about 2 minutes to end the show. What excites you about agriculture of the future agriculture? What excites you about it?
As I said, agriculture has been expanded now. Supply chain is increasing. And what excites me more is the fact that they've included technology in agriculture.
Okay.
And there are lots of things coming now. If you look in the market, you will see new products. And example like the supply chain like this, a lot is happening. So I'm excited that agriculture is taking a lead into the future. You could see that in future there will be new ideas, new things that will pop up. And so I feel like agriculture is going to stay.
Agriculture is going to say, definitely, that's what she's saying. Wow, it's been an amazing time with these winners, and we really would have to say good night to you. But before we leave, let's hear from the founder of Agribusiness, the convener of every other student that was part of AgStud. What would your final words be, Alberta?
I think their intelligence excites me. I see the students, the beginners, the beneficiaries even, and their journey is quite exciting and humbling, and it's quite, for me, it's humbling that we are being used as a channel to build agri-futures. And listening to them, listening just 3 out of the lot here, you realize that they are very passionate, they have the zeal, they are committed, and imagine when they are given that push and pull, what they could turn their lives into. We are encouraging, I mean, we want to really thank ETV. I think you've always given us the platform to project amazing stories and the impact within the sector. We are very grateful. And we are basically calling on all sectors to also focus on agriculture. I think, honestly, entertainment is what keeps us happy, but our sustainability depends on
agriculture puts food on our table
exactly.
anyway.
So,
a hungry man cannot entertain himself.
Exactly. So we need that support.
Yeah.
We need it's a call on everyone to. Sometimes it's not only about money, but technical advice and direction, everything to really scale up this intervention is key for us, and to support build agri-futures is the paramount. And thank you so much once again.
You're
for
welcome.
the platform.
So I know some of you have sent in your comments, so let me try and see if I could just read them quickly. I see Chris Tech Digitals. He sends hearts. Well, I think he's loving what the girls are saying. And Chris Tech comes back again, and he had to include UCC there. So we know that these hearts are going out for the UCC people, you know. And then the next person is Na Noeki. She says, my girls. Na Noeki, are you applauding all the girls? Okay, let me just be sure that I'm not leaving out anybody's comments, please. Okay, I also see people sending us waves from across Africa and the world, and it's very important for me to acknowledge you. I see you sending your wave from Casablanca. Thank you, you're watching. Yeah, I know Casablanca is an agriculture nation. When it comes to fertilizer, you have OCP, a giant, over there in Casablanca, and I'm sure that they are really enjoying what's going on right now. So I see your way from Ouagadougou, from Togo, from Yaoundé, from Abuja, Oka, Newi. You're all sending in your waves. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I also see you sending your wave from the United States of America. Ifoma Nwokedi, thank you. I also see Ogechukwu Nwodo in the UK. She's also sending her wave that she's watching. And I also see, okay, coming down to Accra, Ghana. You're sending your wave. Thank you for sending in your waves to us. Tamale, Navrongo, Zabzugu. They're all sending their waves. And where? From the Volta region, Lubotota. Whoa, you're watching us live from Lubotota. Thank you very much. I'm sure that you're trying to identify with Charlotte. Yeah. Charlotte has left, no problem. Thank you for, watching. And then I'm seeing a lot of ICGC people sending in their waves. I think they are kind of hailing Our Lady from Central University, the ICGC fraternity. They're all like waving and sending in their shout outs. Thank you so much. If I couldn't acknowledge you, please, I am so sorry, but I have to take my leave because the next program has to take place. However, if you missed a portion of this show, do not worry. It's live on our page. Just go to our Facebook page. You'll find it there. It will be uploaded on our YouTube page tomorrow. And also, the repeat broadcast is on Saturday at 9 a.m. So you have the chance to get to see it, all right? So until we meet next week, do enjoy the rest of our interesting lineup for you. Bye-bye.